A 15th March. We were one of friends say police action. Then we said up until watch. Then he said because they say I have a hand in Ahmed Suale's murder. And he said to me, "Oh Emma, now I'm known as a murderer," and I felt very bad.
LORDSON TV Promax.
Abusuya Kennedy okompra ko Agyapong ni truth on Ahmed Suale ne killer ne murderer ne suspect killer ne no COP Christian Tete Yuhunu Adaroma a police for site mi aka no na wo di court akwaniaba man back and front na nei a reveal ewo CTV so spokesperson ede Emma Kwesi Amache suspect murder and as a killer ewo Ahmed Suale ni case no enei wadi nkomo bi ewo CTV na busua nkomo a wo twetwe nsema efri ho ba ene de ebobo ba a Kennedy Agyapong no compare kuni di kra circulate wo no ni nyina ebwa kotie e de aba LORDSON TV Promax eni news update papa fie de ha sei ana wonsa ebeka sei news update a trend ne eje no mena sabio circulate wo social media ne so a ofoforo nsa ka ne so omudi hunti omuntimi broadcast fama mu cherished viewers and your listeners de LORDSON TV Promax with the help of ya so na ka chire adwokrum wenya da jaje bre apensensem mu ama so hu de ekoso e wa ba funtinta fidikesi so Shanswam said the skin code cosmetics e boy in the chidoma enya sem ketwa the goat master so yes ocha one side dan dey nyina no o ma ya hoden sonko ma ya kukudro sonko timi bubom kakakakakaka sejata a wo pe bibi amene wari ase yenya nto bwase yembonra mu e wo CTV ene makache enkomo bi akoso efa Ahmed Suale ni wuo nsensem ne ho Honorable Kennedy Agyapong di abamu ni na no yenkoti mra ne ba yebeto aso
Madam Akime Mwadwo what say
me hoye
now say Miss me hoye pa good now yenyin tum say Amache wona oye ne kasamanfo ene obusuani na oye spokesperson right good Sabriwe or a police for nsem
patron
yes now my tougher kakra but the tougher man the copy who now so far magada could lead this or police for them now and your man say free muhoban so say the general so my police from then question so and then cressa take us through some of them
bet me kind of brofo
who kind of brofo training na
yeah okay let me mix it
yes
a 15th March
yeah
me one of friends say police action. And I'm besides.
Well, that's just about a week ago.
Exactly. That was last week Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And I'm besides. Why have I've been to watch? Then he said because they say I have a hand in Ahmed Suale's murder.
Oh, okay.
Now me say okay. Mereba onunzi kan mereba. Timekwe woye interrogation kakra. I mean about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. You know so. Were detaining. No, as a no ship. Monday, of course, as usual, if you're not ready to process him for court, you expect a grant in the bail. It's you do on Monday, no, interrogation, as in we're granting a bail. You drew outside neighborhood curiously, no, about an hour before we came out. Multimedia article be. Exactly. Okay. One published article calling the man a fugitive of justice, calling him key suspect in the murder of Ahmed Suale. I mean, so many things. And I said, what is going on in this country? We are in the process of assisting the police.
Yeah.
Even though you may be a suspect at the time, your job at this time is to assist the police.
Yeah.
So why would this article come out? And why would anybody say that he was a fugitive of the law? Because we all know he's been walking around here. So what is going on here? It's the following day was him presenting. Now when you more interrogation. Of course, after the article, no, it went viral. And he said to me, "Oh, Emma, now I'm known as a murderer."
Oh.
And I felt very bad. So we went came and presented ourselves to the police the following day. We were in the process of interrogation when we were told that the IGP was calling us. We went after the brief meeting. We were told that he was being detained and was supposed to be arraigned before court the following day.
I see.
Which was a shock because it just was strange to me. So that is what has brought us here. We went before the court and he was remanded. I see. Till 1st April.
I see. And today say 1st April the messenger court judge in Nimbio. I see. Now, I feel and the question say wabe documentary binimnia de all in the previous, because then the police is also asserting so now or fly in and out, not just no stable. But then again, what we are also learning is say, what be your documentary be near did even together with the police near them. So then what it means that he's come to stay here or he's been in town all this while. Can you confirm that?
He lives here. He lives here. He's always in and out of my office, in and out of his lawyer's offices. He's in and out of everywhere. So we were surprised. How is this man a fugitive? Last year, Poriel's speech, he did it with Ghana Pharmacy Council, the FDA, the police themselves.
And I made the question McCaffrey, no.
There be a good park, no. Dorsey Boating.
Oh, okay.
Mitch Brothers are a massive raid, no.
That's right.
Yes, and before that, no, Fela McCaffrey, she was also apprehended. Before that, I mean, so many things. Licenses for sale. Yeah. Tramadol documentary. All these things have been going on.
Tramadol documentary.
You know, there were two.
Yeah.
One was before. Was in 2019. I think the other one was the following year. So I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised. And when I listened to AY3HUHUU, he said a docket was presented. And he looked at it and realized that there was not enough evidence to proceed. So he said, go and do further investigations. So at which point did this man become a fugitive of justice or a fugitive of the law? At which point did it... and you see, it's baffling. It's baffling.
During the era of MPP, no, what more the Assembly Command Attorney General and so on?
Nobody. I mean, we've never heard. This is the first time we were hearing it from him.
I see. Now, looking at all the issues so far now, Abano, say Mosha, do you munya atinkebi essence say? Either say the former boss or any year is trying to cover up something by way of say or no ma adena beatis or no modeshi and or share adenechi no teach all of that. Munya Atinkebisa, do you saying something?
Meno, I don't deal with suspicions.
Okay.
But what I can say is that it's the narrative that was given to that multimedia released into the public. It was very similar to the charge sheets. So who was releasing that thing on Monday?
Yeah.
Who wants to push that narrative when nothing like that has happened? You understand? So it's curious. Everybody will be wondering what's happening. This man is here. When did he become a fugitive? Why is the narrative the same between the charge sheet and the article that multimedia released? Then it's a bit worrying. It's a bit worrying.
There's also another information here, and also is here that Ahmed Suale was killed on the 16th of January, right? 2019. At the time, you know, not only Ahmed intended to say before Ahmed be on the 16th. What is it that Namunim said? Not only Ahmed intended to say.
No, you're fine.
Do you also know that the Thai guy, and then at a point, no Modesha no Akwesina or resign if you and Ahmed no so if you then this are feud in the by, if you recall.
Well, according to Daniel, what happened was he was not happy with his treatment, and then he left. He left. He was not concerned about anything that happened there. He just wanted to build his life again. But anything that went wrong in the Tiger Eye, he was always accused of it. Later on, we see in text messages that Ahmed was telling him, I have resigned.
I see.
So Ahmed was also saying he was unhappy because he felt unappreciated. And some people will have the guts to talk to him anyhow.
Yeah.
So the two of them at some points had all left. And he also went further and said, if he were to talk, the whole Ghana will shake.
That's Ahmed, you know.
Yes, and the other one is also accused of releasing information. So to me, I'm looking at information.
I see.
But it could be information from anywhere. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody.
Yeah. Now, yeah, my main kind of way say, in October 2024, Daniel wrote a petition to the Director General CID, which was delivered personally, and he made a second visit to the department.
Yes.
So we na police for what's our record winner. Where then again the police will come back and lay another charge of say murder was the case. Try to correspond. Make a correspondence.
Because if the person is in your corridors making applications, asking for investigators, how can he be a fugitive of justice? How? And at which point did he become a fugitive of justice? They need to clear out a lot of things. Because if you are saying you took phones for forensic, FBI, it means you are doing a lot of detailed work. So if you are doing detailed work, you cannot come out and say that this man was a fugitive of the law when he's in plain sight for all of us to see. You can see him in the video doing his swaggish moves.
Yeah. This is we confirm it's on Oshe Black now. I see. Good. He's marking some swag there. Good one. Now, I said we bass and the son of family, no, I mean the entire family, ne papa, and then Nebusianfo and all of that. How are they taking it? Everybody
is heartbroken. Everybody is wondering how this happened. Everybody is surprised. Some people are in a rage. They want to do so many things. And I said, let's just calm down and then take things as they come.
We are aware, say, in 2022, the same Amache, also known as Daniel Quarantini, wrote to the vice president at the time about this sale of the counter OTC medicine seller license. Or show the command vice president about this, to bring the vice president's attention to this. And he got a response. We are aware of that.
We are aware. We were copies now.
Okay. Would you support the police with all of this? We say, including writing a letter to the second gentleman of the land. And then if he's then somebody responsible for murder, how would such a person take such a move?
To me, I don't think... Well, my impression is that they were not looking for help from us.
Oh, okay.
That is my impression. Because it was a narrative. Hey, have you been to Medina? And you live in Medina? Do you know the family? It's like a pushing a certain story. Nobody was really asking us, opening up the information for you to even be saying, okay, well, this is like this, or this is like this. Maybe you should look like this. I mean, we were ever ready to help with whatever information. And you know what is curious? He was actually talking with I think one officer from the cold case unit in the past.
Yeah.
Giving information. They will ask him questions, he will give answers. So I'm surprised that there's a narrative that he's a fugitive.
I see. So then that brings me to Adewe Ghana for Anim. Say in April 2019, Daniel Quarantini released his first documentary, which he had been working on since 2019, concerning the wrongful use of tramadol, which was also being aired on ETV GH, GBC 24, and Sparkle TV. Still in 2019, he was set to release the part 2 of the tramadol documentary. However, then to make a travel to his wife in UK, and then came back, where the COVID-19 hit you. Can you confirm this? Or yes, or take his assignment away?
I see. There's evidence all over the internet. Evidence.
And can the police ask for, and then that would again build much for the police The guy is not a fugitive as they
The police doesn't need to ask for this. It is in plain sight. All you have to do is just go online, put his name, you see it, everything. So I'm just surprised at this whole thing.
What will be the new thing? Ebusian for no mobile boama lawyer for no. It's me a building up. Then the friends that are coming 1st of April now, mobile court on a bit me a convince judge. Say judge, we say. Quite apart from the media putting all the things out, then Ebusian for some more diabo lawyers.
And I say, we are putting all our efforts together. Some of us are investigating. Some of us are piecing evidence together. Some of us, it's everywhere. Everybody, not just in Ghana, is rallying behind Daniel.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Good. Folks, we've been speaking to Madam Makin, Emma Makin. Now, ono where oye kasama for the ma ebusuya branti ya. Daniel Quentin, also known as Samachi, says here, war police for Ekukumi or Casaramon. Of course, once in some economic zips and Sempia, Nina and Oshim, one that say, a be brave so good maintained that. And Tinaja so moon here, Busiana Crano, some bim, as you may say, Busiana bim on bear by us a cranoa, and Yaman Iguabontained that. So then, a brantin Rebecca says, so a friend a fugitive was a flight risk or whatever, no, Mugankana. Nina into me accurate. Now, Emma, I feel you wrap up now when you're quite accurate. Dear now, episode the two of Ghana for the President John Mahama is listening. Everybody is watching him near there. What do you want to tell the state parastatals?
What I want to say is that it is important for every citizen of Ghana to have a fair hearing, no matter what. No matter how grievous the charge is, everybody, every citizen deserves a fair hearing. And also, we should be looking at motive.
Yeah. Why
does anybody want this man gone? We should all be looking, and in time, we'll be able to piece everything together. But Daniel doesn't have anything against Ahmed. They were friends, and so he doesn't have any motive to want the man dead.
Munya at a point we said to Kobe slight feud because between the three of them are Nas and then Ahmed. Bibisa APA prior to Sobe resign if you know. And then there was also audio recording the APA. Suppose that me baby mama no so I call Tiger Eye Honma Wabana or can say Mitre. What's his audio?
I'm Bachomati.
What do you make of his audio?
I mean, it's 100%. It was clear that she was the one speaking and he was the one speaking. And she's saying exactly what has gone on behind his back. So, I mean, everybody should really open their eyes. This man was crying out in 2019, asking for help. Nobody did anything about it. Now, 5 to 6 years down the line, he's now paying for it.
5-6 years now?
Yes, it's 2019 to 2025. It's about
quite a significant thing. So then, all of a sudden, police wake up and says, "One hour here, the fencing prime suspect now."
Exactly.
Folks, many my basic house say na yashe. Ahombo ben as say amwompa. So for with the hope say obetimi pia bontena.
Of course.
Video hosa.
Of course. So to me pia na this charges there. It's strange. It's strange. I mean, I'm sure any legal mind looking at what is in front of us in the charge sheet, is that enough to charge someone with such a capital offense as murder? Is that enough? And now that the narrative is out, this man will never be the same again. He will never be the same again. So we have to be very measured in the way we do our things.
God, folks, would it be back home? And I'm sure said,
Pachomi,
where you are, God one, Ebusiam, Yane, Mami Emma, any day in common. I'm sure so one person you can make all the deductions, add 1 to 1. The way we say, Mami Asama all came. Nina Ghana police for person who no crano. There's so who no crano by now. Now I again believe that if the police hierarchy and so person more contacted Mami Emma, you bet me assist on my contact and for any other information there, we meet me either. They are supporting police from when they are supporting police from because and your man yatete so far and all of that. Ushe Bibia police for so justice oh now to read him no far quiet no far here any other day ni nara no enshada enyeden entwe
ana me nsem ni nyina esi medikian ahye wo bo aka me hontam say eye nsem bi a ebeba efa ameswali eye niwo emu nsensem sabi odi oku no de obo pa de odi di picture kra nante ye e ma ne koka ona bo Kennedy Agyapong no compare konsa now ni picture ne kra koka ne nsan de omo di ye ni nyina no be abeso mo fidi kese ni nyina no abusu amashase eye enu ntinam di video we esom meso se obe subscribe to channel no wa sha mo foforo nsa etimi aka bi na wona wona adwene eye ne tanta ewo ameswali ni wuo ne ho no ono so enya eye anuye bi e de ama ne ho mani edi nsem nachi de beto form de beto soro de beto nchemu corners by corners me fanam de aba besomo makra
LORDSON TV Pro Max.